All right, students, we're back at it here. We're going to be doing the side view for the thumbnail motor sketch. And you can see here in the diagram that's already been done, you can see some of the basic details that we tried to capture. We're basically taking a look at the motor here. Anytime we're drawing, we want to make sure that we capture as much detail as we can in any type of sketch. And that's what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and begin this by coming in. You can see that the basic shape is, again, if we set it and break it down to a two-dimensional world, it's going to look very squarish. So that's what we're going to accomplish first, is to draw out a rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and use the same size as we did for the height here of my circle. And now I'm going to go ahead, and if this is 6, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go to 9. That way I get a nice rectangular shape. And then basically draw in that shape. When you look at the original design, you obviously see this step down action, that we have one ring and then another ring and then the actual drive shaft itself. So we want to go ahead and capture that so that we have a real sense of what it should look like. I'm going to use basically a half a block for each of those kind of rings so that it gives a little bit of a sense. You can see here that I've kind of made a small mistake, that I want to have it kind of in the middle of the square. Now I'm going to repeat that again, but this time it's going to come in quite a bit. So like that, and then finally looks like that. So you can see what we've done very quickly here is that we've created the step effect going inwards. It doesn't have to be precise. We're not worried about dimensions or measurements at this time. We just want to get it close. The next thing we're going to do is add the vents to the sides of the motor. These are just some irregular shapes. We're going to kind of take it, starts off as a square on the left-hand side and then kind of tapers almost down onto a triangle on the right-hand side. So we're going to try to mimic that idea. So I'm going to pick a starting point. This is my center point of my drawing. So I'm going to start about half a block above that, come down basically what would be equal to a block, come over, and then down, then over. I'm going to repeat the process up top. I'm going to try to use my guidelines here to know that's about where I started my dive down. There, and you get the general sense that these are the vents that are on my thing. The last thing I really have to show is back here that there is this ring of plastic. There's a little cutout here, and then let me zoom in a little bit so you can see that a little better. Here's that plastic ring here that I was speaking of, the little cutout. Then you have where you attach the electrodes to the motor, and we want to capture that whole sense of feeling there. Let's do that. Zoom back out. I'm going to draw inside here. Use the space that I've already have captured. You can come down through. Now what I'm going to do is that general shape kind of has an arc on the top, square, and then we have a kind of an oval or an oblong looking shape in the middle, circle. So come up. And basically that's the idea. So what I've done is been able to create the side view of our motor. If time permits, you could flip it over to the bottom and do the bottom view like I have here, or you could do a close-up view of the actual electrode connection. If you have any questions, please see your teacher. Otherwise, we're going to be moving on to detailed sketches next.